I feel really bad for modern women in the dating world. You've been damaged by men from your past, and now you're so damaged that you can't recognize a good man when he's right there in front of you. Here's the issue. You've dated weak men with no backbone who bore you to weak men with no emotional control who just snap at you violently and disrespect you. Or boys who don't give a and just ignore you instead of arguing, and then come back when you start chasing again. Then you have the truly good men, the ones that never snap at you and actually want to talk things out. Men with a backbone who don't punish you for bad behavior, but actually try to guide you away from it constructively and patiently. But what calculation happens in your head? He's confronting me? This is like that X. But wait, he's being calm and patient? This is like that nice guy, so I'll just argue back. Wait, why is he saying we'll talk about this later after I calm down? Is he just gonna ignore me like that toxic fuckboy? You see how this guy falls victim to your prior experiences and never gets his own fair image? Start recognizing the good men you come across and listen to them. They're emotionally intelligent, not emotional, and they're everything you've ever wanted. So start rewarding them.
Do not need men. They are an added bonus and fun in our life.
I love men. We need men. Only men can be fathers. They are irreplaceable. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being willing to risk your life and even sacrifice your life for other people. I think women, we're used to saying, we love mothers, we need women. All of that is true. And we shouldn't be afraid to express that same gratitude and respect for men, because men, we need you and we appreciate you.
This is just a PSA that I could never be married to a man that sleeps in.
Why? Would it be such a bad thing if a gentleman actually got some rest?
I could never be married to a man that sleeps in and sleeps in longer than I do, and neither should you.
I always find these sorts of videos rather enlightening because it tells you a lot about the type of person that would say that, because they apparently don't see their partner as a person that deserves to take time for themselves, because instead of sleeping in, as was in the descriptor of that video, they should be up building a shed at 7 a.m. But let me remind a lot of you that agree with this lady's statement that if a man said this, that would be a whole different story, wouldn't it? It wouldn't go over so well. Because if a guy said that a woman should not be sleeping in, that she should be up cleaning the house, making breakfast, or any other number of various tasks, they would be going after him in droves. But as long as a woman says it about a man, well, that's okay. And some even consider it to be funny.
Unpopular opinion. Modern dating is broken. And while men broke a lot of it, women help build some of it too. And before you come for me in the comments, hear me out. Every time we accept less and said nothing, we set a standard. Every time we chased someone who wasn't chasing us, we taught him it was fine. Every time we stayed in something undefined for 2 years, we showed him there were no consequences. Now, I'm not blaming women. I'm talking to women, because there's a difference. The only thing you can actually control in dating is what you accept. And when you raise your standard, when you actually leave what does not deserve you, when you stop negotiating for basic respect like a hostage situation, the whole dynamic changes. Not because you changed him, but because you changed what you were available for. And that is where power eventually lives. Not in fixing him, in knowing your worth well enough to stop trying.
Do you think feminism has made dating better or worse for women?
I think it's made it better for women.
In what ways?
That we realize what our worth is and that we shouldn't just take the bare minimum as acceptable.
What do you mean by the bare minimum?
Oh, he doesn't cheat on me, or he says, he compliments me sometimes. It's like, oh, okay, I'll stay with him. Well, just because a man's loyal or says a couple nice things or does a couple nice things for you every once in a while, that doesn't mean that you should expect more. You should be treated well, and I don't know, just get better for yourself.
So before feminism became very popular, women were having 5+ children per woman, and nowadays in most countries it's at the point where we're all going to go extinct if we keep it this way. How has dating gotten better by that standard?
It's a tough question, but I feel like it would have to go back to women now value more things than starting a family and having a big family. It's definitely a big thing for a lot of people, and most people still want that for themselves, but they value maybe getting a career first and getting on their feet. Another reason why I haven't gotten married yet is I don't have a good career yet. I haven't finished college.
Why is it? I was just on my way home from work, and I get on the train, and this woman gets on, probably 8-9 months pregnant, like well visibly pregnant. And I look around, like I have a seat. I look around, and there's a sea of men sitting next to me, sitting across from me, and they just like awkwardly look at her, and no one offered to get up for her to sit. It was shocking. So of course, fellow mom, just fellow woman, fellow good person, says, oh my gosh, like please sit. And she looks around awkwardly. She's like, no, I'm just on for 2 stops. Girl, come sit down. It's ridiculous. And like the men look over and they're all awkward and uncomfortable. Like
the I'm the prize mentality has absolutely corroded Gen Z dating culture. Both people on the feminist side of the argument and red pill side of the argument keep taking this individualistic look at partnership. Only focusing on, well, men should do this, women should do that, this is the type of partner that I deserve, and then not actually taking the accountability to look inward and say, okay, what would that kind of partner want from me? Take Myron Gaines, for example, talking about how he wants a submissive woman. You know, he makes all this money, he wants a girl who's going to be physically attractive and is going to do labor and is going to want to raise kids and do all this. But then he doesn't believe in monogamy. And that type of submissive woman is usually pretty traditional and is going to want a monogamous relationship. On the other side, there's a lot of women who do not understand what feminism actually is going towards. And that is removing the infantilization of women and going towards a more egalitarian society. Thus wanting to place patriarchal expectations on men of being able to provide, make more money than you can't have your cake and eat it too. At the end of the day, if you're dating, the prize is the partner that you're gonna get. Thus, if you're going to raise your standards, you're gonna have to raise yourself up to them too. And considering what that type of partner would expect from you. A happy, healthy, fruitful relationship with a person that you desire is the prize. And so it's far more important for both sides to say, okay, this is the type of person I want. What do I have to emulate in myself to be able to get that type of partner? I think once we refocus the lens and remember that the prize is the relationship itself, not one partner or the other, Gen Z will be able to have a lot more healthy, happy relationships.
Good men get fumbled too. Nobody talks about that. We talk constantly about how men need to step up, how men need to lead, how we got to be better. And all that's true. But we don't talk enough about men who actually did the work, the men who showed up and provided and protected and communicated and stayed loyal and still got played. Because a lot of women are praying for a good man while holding on to the habits they learned from a toxic one. And when a good man finally shows up, he doesn't feel like peace. He feels like boredom because you're so used to that chaos, that stability now feels like something is wrong. So you start picking fights, testing him, looking for the catch, and eventually you push away the exact thing you pray for because you didn't do the healing required to keep it. He was consistent. He was present. He loved without a highlight reel, and what you call boring was actually just a man who wasn't performing for you. He was just keeping it real, and real is rare. So he got quiet, got focused, got to work, because a man who knows his value, he doesn't audition for a second chance with somebody who already had the front row seat and still chose the cheap seats. Now she's comparing everybody to him. Every man she meets gets measured against a standard she didn't appreciate until it was gone. A good man can give you the world, but he can't heal the trauma that makes you rejected. And the most dangerous thing a fumbled good man becomes isn't bitter. It's selective, because now he knows exactly what he brings to the table and exactly what kind of woman deserves a seat at all. So stop asking God for a high value man if you're still operating with a low value mindset. Good men get fumbled every day by women who are ready to be loved right.
The married pregnant mom, but I still shaved my entire body for this concert just in case. If that wasn't disgusting enough, take a look at these comments. Are the chances low? Yes, but are never zero. So you're saying there's a chance. This is a married mother with a child. 33 weeks pregnant with twins, but that will not stop me. You got this, mama. Married woman with a baby on the way. Girl, my husband said you're 2 weeks postpartum. Why don't you just wear leggings? Excuse me, sir, you think leggings are appropriate attire for meeting my boyfriend for the first time? Funny thing is that she turned comments off for her video, but too late, sweetheart. I saw them, and now we've all seen them.
I know that people think this is a joke, and I know that people claim this is a joke, but what you're actually doing is obsessing over celebrities and causing a strain on your own relationship by your husband simply not being good enough. You're also publicly disrespecting your husband. And thirdly, You're lusting after another man. If you are a married woman, with child or without child, you are lusting over another man.
You know, in modern women, we have to start looking and dissecting what they say. I can never be married to a man that sleeps in. If he sleeps later than me, I don't want him. So basically, I want to be able to sleep, especially on the weekends. I want to be able to sleep until 2 or 3 o'clock, and the man be up at 6 or 7 o'clock, and he's out there working, slaving away, or getting himself into some other project, and I'm sitting at the house doing nothing. How is that a fair exchange? Do y'all hear yourselves? Do you hear what you're saying? That's what men keep on trying to tell you. That's what Lady J is trying to tell you. That doesn't make any sense. For you to think that, oh man, I can sit up here, I can do nothing, I can be lazy, you know, I can sleep in because I'm just a girl. Where in the world do modern women get that you can just sit down, be lazy, watch TV all day while the man does work? Women have always worked. They've always found something to get into. Oh, I'm a queen. A queen worked. And the life of a queen actually wasn't all that luxurious. She had to go around garnering support, making deals. God forbid the king had to go somewhere and do something. She had to rule. That wasn't easy. I know y'all sit up here thinking that queens were sitting in the castle or whatever, eating grapes and drinking wine, eating cheese. That wasn't the case. They were busy, unlike y'all.
I hear a lot about how lonely men are struggling, and that is true. But what I think is not talked about enough is this right here, what men fear about divorce and why it affects men so much. The reason men fear divorce in the modern world like this is because of the asymmetrical differences that exist between men and women in divorce. This is why nearly 8 in 10 divorces are initiated by women. Even when a woman initiates a divorce, she is more likely to keep the kids, keep the home, and she already likely has the emotional support circle from her friends and her family that she's kept alive the whole time during the marriage. But divorce for men often means they're going to see their kids less. They're going to lose the home they live in. They're going to lose half their income. They're going to lose the identity, the routine, the life they've been living for however long it's been. And this is devastating. This is a total collapse of a man's life. A man who is single or alone is often fine as long as he has enough of a social network with friends and family. But a man that is ripped from the very fabric of the home that he lives in, he's blamed for the divorce, and he's financially gutted, well, that's a different story. That's trauma. The deeper level issue is that most guys are not approaching marriage from a place of strength and sovereignty. They're coming at it from a place of need and weakness. And because of that, once that entire marriage is ripped out from under you, what do you think's going to happen? The reality is most guys today do not know how to build rich and fulfilling lives beyond a marriage or a relationship. And that is the real problem.
The things that I hear them say is, after I married her, she changed. So when I heard this lady saying, you know, we have to do all of this to get a man and keep ourselves this way and be in the dating scene and flirting and all of this, because that's not a part of who you are. So why don't you just be what you are and accept the man that comes to you as you naturally are? They typically don't want him.
Why?
Because he doesn't represent the image that they have for themselves in their mind. So I'm going to perform this thing. So now he marries you thinking that you keep yourself up all the time, that you cook and all of the things that these ladies do. And then all of a sudden, soon as they get the ring, it's like, I don't do this. This is, I can relax, child. I don't have to do this anymore. And so I hear this a lot from men. But hearing this woman say this, and she said, I'm tired of performing femininity. Nobody told you to perform it.
Women are attracted to leaders. No matter what you hear, this is true. But what does it even mean to be a leader in a relationship? A lot of modern women believe, and will have you believe, that it means basically treating your partner like a pet or a servant. But that's not what leadership is at all, is it? When I look across the table at my girlfriend and tell her that I have a plan to make $1 million next year, but that it means I'm going to have to make $0 for the next 3 months, it's not her job to look at me and go, yes, sir. It's her job to tell me that she trusts me, but she has her concerns, that she believes in me, but also believes there could be a more reasonable path. And then it's my turn to ease her concerns by exploring all paths, and then make a sound decision based off of the conversation that we had. I don't just go forth regardless of what she says. I make a decision that the teen can actually get behind. And she doesn't just snap at me and call me reckless. She breathes inspiration into me and encourages me to go take an exciting risk in a way that allows her to share in the excitement. Leaders are ambitious, they're courageous, they're accountable, and the best ones will command respect by achieving success with the help of the people they're leading. So women, men are not trying to enslave you, and men, women who speak up are not necessarily combative. Women are looking for an ambitious man who's willing to take risks, and men are looking for women with an emotional compass that'll let them know if they're heading in the right direction.
When I was younger, I hated the fact that I had happily married parents. Like I used to pray for them to get divorced. They didn't argue all the time and like that. I just felt left out because everybody in my school had a single mom, and I was just like, why do my mom gotta be happily married? Like, why is it me? Why am I cursed with a 2-parent household? I was also really mad that I lived in a home. Like, I really wanted to live in apartments because I just thought that it just looked so cool. Like, all your friends live in the same building. Y'all all ride the bus. I genuinely wanted to be from the projects, and I wanted a single mom.
Daddy issues? I have reverse daddy issues, honey. A man doesn't want to do something for me? My dad would. You don't want to pick up your phone for hours? Crazy, because my dad picks up first ring even at 3 a.m. You're not going to pay for my food? Yikes. My dad would never let me reach for the bill. You're not taking the lead? My brain literally gets to turn off when I'm with my dad. Oh, you were busy? My dad worked days and nights and still had time to ask how I was doing. You raised your voice to make a point? My dad never needed volume to command respect. If you think that I'm going to settle for less than what I grew up with, good luck, because he literally set the standard.
Yeah, so the goal is, if you're given the honor of being a dad, to be the kind of man that you would want your daughter to marry, and to be the kind of man that you would want your sons to become. If you are a woman, it's to be the kind of woman you would want your sons to marry and the kind of woman you'd want your daughters to become. Marriage makes a man better, and no man is fully ready to be married. He gets married, and then by being with his wife, she brings out the best in him. And so if you're a single gal with really high standards, just know that the man that your father was, if he was a great man, he got there because of his wife. If you're just looking at a single man saying you should be like my dad, he's not going to get there without you. So you're not looking for a guy who is there, but he's trying to get there, and you're the one who can help him make that happen.
Well, after seeing that, it should come as no great surprise to anyone out there that there's an ever-growing, quite large population of very reasonable men that have decided that they want nothing to do with women in regards to relationships at all. And there's quite a few out there that have decided that they will never marry a woman. Ever. And who can blame them? Because this is what they honestly have to look forward to in the social scene. Because this ever-increasingly popular trend of women putting out the message, love who you want but marry for money? Why would anyone willingly want to get married to someone who they know is after their money? However, I do find it a bit ironic, because a lot of these women are some of the same types of women that say they don't need men for anything. Except, of course, when it seems to funding their lifestyle. They look at men as a means to an end, and not a partner to be in a relationship with.
At the end of the day, men don't value kindness. They don't value it internally.
Says who? Oh, that's right. Some of the women out there with the strongest opinions about men, yet seem to know the least about them.
They don't see you as a person.
Well, that's really ironic, considering the amount of content out there made by some women that is actually trying to dehumanize men. You're saying that men don't see women as people? Well, what exactly are you guilty of?
Their end goal is to violate you. Their end goal is not to protect you and give you love and all these things that you're projecting onto the relationship as a woman.
I really hope that a lot of individuals that happen to have opinions like this really get the help that they obviously need if they think that that's how most men think of relationships with women.
So what has happened is because city girl and like 304 culture has become so normalized, these women are out here basically prostituting, and unfortunately you actually have women that don't even realize they're prostituting. That sounds crazy, don't it? Yeah, it sounds real crazy. But these women are crazy because I would think that's kind of common sense. If you demand that a man pay you up front, a man you don't even have dealings with, a man you don't know from a hole in the wall. You telling him that he needs to give you money for what exactly? Like, what are you... Because the only time I can see that making sense is if y'all have some sort of arrangement. And once again, that goes back to you being basically a... Or if you want to sound nicer about it, you escort. Like, I mean... But it's the same thing. So I think that's what it kind of comes down to.
A topic that's not being talked about enough is about how many men actually don't get girls. A lot of men have this immature mindset that their worth is proved by getting girls. So of course that leads to people lying about how many girls they actually get. But what people don't realize is that 90% of the girls are top 10% of. So we can't all be getting boys. Like, let's keep it a stack. The thing is, men will anything. Let's keep it honest. Like, genuinely. Like, as a girl, no matter how ugly you are, there's always going to be someone out there willing to get with you. But women don't think the same. Like, if you don't look put together, groomed, in shape, everything, they're just not going to go for you. It's that simple. I just think some people need to start being honest, mate. I'll be honest. Some of you are not getting, and that's okay. That's not what your worth is built on, but just be honest. Like and subscribe for more tips.
And a guy was like, men don't know how to build relationships outside of marriage, and that's the real problem. Maybe there's something to that, but maybe also the way in which men used to do it, the way in which masculinity is actually expressed and displayed is not accepted. That's the problem that a lot of men are having. Now, if you want to say, okay, let's cut out toxic masculinity and all that other stuff, then we need to start cutting out toxic femininity. We need to start cutting out misandry. Modern women don't want to hear that. Once again, we always want to hold men accountable, but we want to leave the modern women alone. We can't let that stand. Oh, you're not able to do this. I did it. But every single time I go and build a relationship with a guy or somebody outside my marriage, you cut me down. Oh, I don't like a relationship like that. Maybe if you had some girlfriends, a guy went to a meetup. His wife used to go to these meetups and, just get around and talk and mingle with coworkers. And he didn't want to go. Get out the house, you need to go. So he started going, didn't really like it, stopped going. Oh, I really want you to go. You're making me look bad. So we started going. Turns out one of the other ladies that came, she really didn't want to be there either. They hit it off. They started talking about something that they were really both of them were really interested in. They would mingle with other people, but everybody else wanted to talk about something else other than what they wanted to talk about. So they just kept on talking. And his wife came to him. Once again, his wife was like, well, I really don't like you talking to her that much. There you go. So I go out there and make the best out of a situation that I don't want to be in. And I want you to talk to these people over here, and I want you to talk to these people over here. Okay. I mean, if you're not going to do that, then just don't come. I won't come. I wasn't going to come in the first place. No, you need to come. You see what I mean? This back and forth, this foolishness, do what I want you to do, how I want you to do it, when I want you to do it. That's why men can't that's why it's hard. Let me say it like that. That's why it's harder for men to make friends or connections outside of relationships. A lot of times people are telling men exactly how to have a connection. Oh, that's not a healthy connection. Mind your business.
There's also way more women on earth than there are men. So some of us gonna have to choose to not have one. There's like 3 women to each man. So that's why it's very hard for a man to be faithful. That's why usually when you meet a man, he's either fresh out of a relationship. Like, men are never really fully single. Like, and then a lot of us don't want a lot of them too. So that's even less men. Now we're choosing from the ones that are attractive, or they got a good job, or you're going to have to choose somebody you don't really like. So that leaves even less men. So now women are competing for like these select few men. And that's why a lot of men cheat. It's so many to choose from. You always hear that like men don't have options, but at the same time, I'm always hearing like the ugliest dude ever. Like, oh, he cheated on me with like, and it's like 2 girls that are so beautiful. And it's like, how is this happening? It's happening every day because female desperation is a thing too. Like when you've been alone for a long time and like you haven't learned how to love on yourself as a woman, sometimes you just start to accept a lot less, like just for love. That's why you gotta, when you're alone, you have to be cultivating yourself or you're gonna go for like whatever.
Any man who tells you that his wife is a virgin, that is an autistic man. He married a bottom dweller and held her up to be a thing of purity.
Let's do a quick assessment. You have his wife that is clearly in focus, and you have Akash out of focus, and look at this man's eyes. All hopes aside, I do hope somebody is checking on this man, because let me flip these photos over here. Oh no. Oh no, posted a few hours ago. This man is not cross-legged on a Miu Miu store in Dubai, about to spend $40,000 on a t-shirt now for this woman who is ruining his career and his life. You couldn't even get his whole body in the frame? Is that how much that you don't care about this young man? Show him some respect. Hopefully someone is checking on this man. How you look like a random stranger in your wife's photos, right? Like, how do you look like a dark, shadowy figure about to attack in your own picture? Does she not look at this and see that he's bothered? You're like, but I guess a spoiled, privileged, entitled brat would never give a shit. So her behavior is absolutely par for the course.
She belongs to the streets. Percocets, Miley Percocets.
By the way, the comment underneath this post, I think, nails it. Akash is so screwed. I can't believe his therapist encouraged him to work with this narcissistic princess. Seriously, I don't think that she actually even likes him, not even as a friend. Every single joke she made is to tear him down and humiliate her husband. Most men can only conceptualize that to a degree, Akash maybe likes this or has been Stockholm syndromed into liking this.
Gosh, like, please don't divorce me because my credit score is too, and it would leave me in a really bad position. But then I guess, like, I just would go to OnlyFans or something like that, and like it would even.
Hell, you will.
It will even out.
She brags on this. She's never kissed him in public and stands on it.
Oh.
Even at their wedding.
Wait,
Oh.
what?
I can't watch! I can't watch! Akash essentially at 40 years old is having his high school relationship at 40. You know, and this goes to, you know, some of the experience within modern dating culture. Because again, I've said this, Akash 100 years ago would have been fine. He would have been fine, right? But that traditional mindset no longer works in a modern society.
You want to know why men don't speak? Because every single time he does, every single time he speaks about his emotions, every single time he talks to you about his day, every single time he tells you anything that's going on with him, he ends up having to apologize for what he said. He ends up looking after the people that he was speaking to, and he ends up having to tell you that whatever he said wasn't meant in a bad way. That he wasn't trying to start an argument, that he wasn't belittling you and putting you down. That he wasn't trying to say that you were a bad mom or a bad wife or a bad girlfriend. Every single time he tries to explain to you that just because his phone is going off does not mean he's cheating on you, he must be cheating on you. This man literally cannot win. No matter what he does, it's going to be wrong. So men have learned to live in silence and fight battles you can't even imagine or handle because it is simply just easier.
Many years from now, there is going to be a quiet crisis, loneliness, in women especially. Not because women failed, not because they weren't capable or intelligent, but because they were handed a script or a blueprint that left out the consequences. Be self-sufficient, put your career first, you don't need a man. So they followed it. They pushed love down the line. They delayed the family. They treated commitment like something that could always wait until it didn't. Fast forward a few years later. You're older, no partner, no children, no legacy, just some noise to fill that silence. Meanwhile, your grandmothers had way fewer choices, but way stronger direction. They built families, they built the roots, they built something bigger than themselves, and this generation swapped it all for convenience. Legacy for pleasure, meaning for freedom without structure. And here's the part that nobody likes to talk about. The men that they overlooked in their 20s, they didn't just vanish. They were building, failing, learning, becoming disciplined, and becoming men. Men don't peak early. They compound with time. Value grows with time and skill and responsibility. Women don't gain leverage by delaying everything. That is not cruelty, that is reality. Every decision comes with a cost. Modern narratives today did not remove the bill, they just postponed it, and the outcome is usually the same. Distractions instead of connection. Comfort instead of intimacy, and independence without fulfillment. This is not about going backward. It's about correcting the course. We don't need less ambition. We need stronger values, commitment, family, masculine leadership, feminine devotion, and a shared purpose, because freedom without foundation doesn't liberate, it isolates you completely. And tradition wasn't the problem, abandoning it was.
A man is not competing with another man for a woman's attention. He's competing with the life that that woman is providing for herself. That's why you see so many women with low-grade lives who have a constant stream of men. I'll know these women. You think to yourself, how did she have another man so quickly? It's as if there's a line outside her door, and when it doesn't work out with the current guy, there's a new one in the front door before the current one is out the back door. The life that she provides for herself is not one of richness, so any man can come in and offer anything that's even slightly better, and she's hooked. The difference is a woman who provides a life for herself that is quality, it's rich, it's peaceful, has purpose and meaning. This life she's providing is what he has to compete with if he wants her time and affection. And oftentimes, the woman with this life, she's been through hell and she's rebuilt this single-handedly. So now here, she has quiet mornings. She has peaceful nights. She can take a walk in the woods unbothered for hours. No one's asking her needless questions like, where's the ketchup and is my shirt clean and what's for dinner? Her days are generally simple. If a man wants to be with that woman, he cannot disrupt things. Because if she feels even the slightest crack in her foundation, this is a woman who knows how to build. She'll build a cell in a blink, no door, no key, and throw his ass in there, never to see the light of day again. When a woman builds this life, she wins on every front. She has a life she loves, one that she's proud of. And should a man enter into that life, should he qualify to enter in, he's a prince. You've got the good life and you've got the good man. If he doesn't, you still have the great life. You're not losing a thing. And on the other hand, have to level up. And I think this is where the current struggle is. Not rising, not competing. Women have pulled ahead in the race.
If anyone is confused on what is going on here, it is the girlfriend that is filming the video. It's her boyfriend that is apparently caught in this weird situation where a woman is trying to ask for help, or reach for help at least, with getting out of the water onto the floaty. In response to that, he just kind of shifts out of the way, but he doesn't actively help her out. His girlfriend is saying that she has trained him well, that he's doing the right thing by this, but a lot of women are in the comments kind of calling her out as insecure because they would want their boyfriends to help another woman out and they would be okay with that. I just think that this is a good example of how a man cannot do anything perfectly right according to all women, that different women are going to have different opinions on this. I genuinely don't think that that man is a bad person by not helping her out because she wasn't in like immediate danger. He was doing what he knew his girlfriend wanted him to do. I bet you anything they've had lots of discussions about this in the past. He's obviously comfortable with following through with not helping someone out and not touching another woman like that, especially when she's in a bikini. And again, like, she was not in immediate danger, okay? She was physically fit enough to get herself out of the water. She was fine.
You know, and it's funny because I don't think modern women actually hear themselves when they say stupid stuff like, I built this single-handedly. You didn't. You rely on your village to help you build what you have, which, great for you. But when modern women rely on their village, they're actually using people. Some of these people don't want to be used in that way, but because modern women really don't have a choice and they put themselves in a bad scenario, in a bad position, I gotta use you. I'm sorry. I wouldn't. I usually wouldn't, but I don't have any other help. I have to use you. So no, you're not really building it from the ground up, single-handedly. Number one. Number two, I can walk in the woods and not have a man ask me endless questions about where's the ketchup, or, you know, is the shirt clean? I mean, the same way that you ask endless stupid questions like, what are you thinking now? You asked that 5 minutes ago. What's on your mind? You already asked that. Why don't you ever open up to me? Well, the last time I opened up to you, then you kind of made fun of me in the moment. You kind of started taking a dig at what I was talking about. And it was pretty serious. It's pretty heavy. Oh, well, I was just trying to make you feel better and make light of it. Read the room. Read the room. If I would have done that to you, then you'd have been upset and you would have been, oh, that's ground for breaking up. That's what men have to deal with. But you're mad about somebody asking where's the ketchup and where's the mustard. Oh, babe, can you do this project for me? All right, I'll get to it. He don't get to it in your time frame. So you didn't go in there and try to watch a YouTube video, grab the bull by the horns, fool around and almost darn near break his power drill, mess up his power drill, and now we got to go spend $100. So, well, you know, I really needed it. This is my work drill. I really need that. And now I got to go find some cheap drill for 20, 30 bucks until I get enough money to buy my expensive drill that I had. But of course, y'all don't want men talking about that, of course.
Hi, everyone. I'm about to go on a date. Wish me luck. More like wish him luck, right? I'll keep you posted. So the date started at 7:15. It is about 7:53 right now. So a little bit over a half hour. And then I had to walk out on the date. This is what happened. We got to talking about our personal lives, you know, what do you do for work, you know, relationships and things like that. And I talk about, oh, yes, I was previously married and I have a child who's 8 years old, who I co-parent with my ex-husband and his wife. And then all of a sudden he started freaking out. And he's like, oh, you have a kid? And he says, oh, I can't date somebody who has a kid. Like, to my face. He's like, I can't date somebody who has a kid. I'm like, excuse me? And he starts making me feel like very uncomfortable. I'm like, nobody should ever make me feel like that, especially on a date. Are you kidding me? So I had to walk out on this date because this guy said, I can't date somebody who has a kid. And I think you were very misleading in your profile. And I'm like, why? Because I didn't put a picture of my son in my profile? Seriously? Like, there's a lot of pedophiles on those apps. I don't disclose that unless we're talking on the phone or if we meet in person. The guy is 40 years old. 40 years old. To think that you're going to date women who don't already have children, who have never been married, is absolutely absurd. Absurd. I never hid anything. And quite frankly, I called him out at the bar and I'm just like, oh, so you don't like kids? He's like, oh, no, I like kids. I can't date somebody who has a kid. And I'm like, oh, you can't date somebody who has a kid? Maybe you should put in your profile that you don't like children, okay? That you're not even going to try to give this date, give us a chance, because I have a wonderful, amazing 8-year-old son, okay? To me, that's not a family man. No, that man's looking to destroy, and I want no part of it.
The biggest problem that I see here is that that man is now being shamed for his very valid preferences. And that is coming from a woman that was once a single mom. Is her point about blasting photos of her son all over her dating profile correct? Yeah, but that's not what he necessarily asked for. All that she really literally needed to do was mention him when they were talking before going out on a very nice date. But instead of taking accountability for not communicating that ahead of time, she ends up shaming him. She says that he makes her feel uncomfortable during the date, literally because he's talking about what he doesn't like. She even twists it into him just not liking kids.
Seriously, Matt.
Fellas, code red. I don't typically release the hounds on the code red, but in this video, yeah, it's one of them. Fuel discretion is advised.
Okay. I'm not selling the car.
Yes, you are selling the car. I already told you.
I'm
It's
not
either the car or our family, because I'm pretty much over it. Yes, I'm pretty much
You're literally
over it.
making 0 cents right now.
Matt, I am 1,000% serious that the more I think about it, it just pisses me off about how much money we spend on that car. Or how much money we could be saving if we got rid of your car.
I'm not selling the car.
Yes, you are.
No,
I
I'm
already
not.
told you. It's me or your car.
Okay, that's not a realistic
Okay, well, you
thing.
choose.
What are you
It's me or
talking
your car.
about? Are you being serious?
Yes,
right now?
I'm dead serious.
We're not selling the car. There's
Yeah.
no reason to sell the car.
Okay, whatever.
What are you talking about? What are you doing? Did you really just throw that out there?
Yes. Don't pull over.
What are you talking about?
Matthew, don't pull over. This is someone's house.
I don't care.
Matthew, pull up.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Did you really just throw your ring out there?
Yes.
You know, personally, I'm not the guy that deals well with unnecessary ultimatums. Anytime I've ever been put in a position like that, I've always chosen myself. Within reason, of course. She wants him to sell a car. He doesn't want to sell the car. She then places the ultimatum on the table to choose the car or his family, which is a very position to put somebody in, because it's not that serious. And although he doesn't verbally express a decision, she takes off her ring and throws it out of a moving car. Fellas, this is why I've released the code red. But believe it or not, this video is not about them. It's about us. We have to make better decisions on the women we decide to marry. Nothing about this woman in that short clip would tell me this is wife material. And I know she been like this. She didn't get like this over this situation. The way the conversation is going, the way they're interacting with each other, you can tell this is a normal occurrence between the two of them. That's why he's so calm about it. That's why for him, it's like, here's another episode, basically.
I don't care. Why the hell did you throw it out the window?
Because you're making me angry. I already told you it's me in the car and you're not deciding. Hurry, this is literally someone's house.
Okay, why don't you go get your ring now?
No, you're not gonna go get my ring. I don't want to wear it anymore.
Okay.
Alright, well don't bother stopping because I don't want to wear it.
I don't care if you don't want to wear it. I'm finding the ring.
Why?
What are you
Just
talking
leave
about?
it there. It's fine. I don't want to wear it anymore.
Okay, well, you don't want to wear it. What are you talking about?
Well, you made me mad, so no, I don't want to wear it.
So you throw out your ring?
Yes, I don't want to wear it
Because you
anymore.
got mad?
Yes, because I told you meet her in the car and then you said the car basically, so.
I didn't say the car. I just said I'm not selling the car. There's no reason to sell the car. You're making...
Yeah, if it were me, I'd be honest with you, she was walking home. Not only would she be walking home, I'm going to find that ring because I need that, and she would be hearing from my lawyers. And then I would have to put the icing on the cake and move out when she at work so I could have that dramatic effect. Like I've mentioned to you, the video is not about them. It's about us. You cannot commit to women like that throw temper tantrums and do stupid like that. You know how disrespectful that is to a marriage? All because you have a disagreement. And it's not like if he don't sell the car, you guys are going to be homeless or you're going to go missing a meal or something like that. You just don't want him to have it. Plus, you are more concerned about parking in front of someone's house than throwing out the thing that symbolizes your marriage. I've said this before, I'll say it again. Women like that deserve to be single forever. Fellas, we need to remember the two most important decisions in your life is who you have kids with and who you marry. Y'all keep the change.
This might be a hot take, but I really don't care. I think women should start approaching men more, and I'm so serious. And I don't mean that in like a feminist equality type of way. I mean it in like a it's more efficient that way type of way. And anybody that knows me in real life knows that I be sharking dudes for real. Like anytime I'm outside, I will pick and choose who I want to talk to, and I will walk right up to you and talk. And a lot of women think I'm crazy for that. And I am crazy. But there's also a method to my madness, you feel me? Because it's like, the way I see it, you have one of two options when you're outside, right? You could get approached by 5 different men that you probably wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole. Or you could walk into a bar, look around the room, find the one that you find attractive, and walk straight up to him. Like, it just makes good business sense, you feel me? Time is money. And they never see it coming, because women don't typically do this, but these other minnows, I'm a shark.
What would you want the minimum yearly income to be for your future husband, starting with you?
I would say the minimum is at least like 10 to 20 million.
You can make like $300,000 a year and be totally set for life.
For sure. We're not trying to live like a normal life. I think there shouldn't be judgment on someone else's goals, even if they don't align with yours. Because yes, I'm saying I want my future husband or wife to have 20 million, but that means I also will have 20 million. Right. Because I know I'm gonna make that type of money, I have to have a partner that's on the same level as I am.
A guy who makes 9 mil? Nope.
Okay, sure.
What's the lowest?
Yeah, like I'm not trying to go lower than that.
You wouldn't do 8 mil?
Our past people are in this range. Like, why would I settle for anything less?
Your past?
Yes.
You just broke up with a guy 3 days ago.
Yeah, I've had past relationships.
He makes 10 mil to 20 mil?
His dad does.
He doesn't.
That's why she's not marrying him. So I want to marry someone that has the same type of money I'm going to make. And I know for a fact I'm going to make that money.
And also I know he will eventually make that much money, so it's not like he's a bum. But it's like, I'm not even going to look your way if you cannot eventually get there.
But it's not. I saw a video of a woman saying that women need to stop saying that there are no good men out there because it just makes the patriarchy win, because then women will settle for less than they deserve because there are no good options, and that means that we have to fix them, save them, train them, make them better, whatever. Like, no man is just going to be a good man. To that I say, I think women are just realizing that we don't need to be with a man at all. if most of them suck. Trying to wade through all the bad ones to find a good one is exhausting. And women are realizing that they actually just don't even need a man at all to be fulfilled in their life. Women have been told forever that we need to get married and have kids to find fulfillment in life. And I can tell you right now, some of the happiest women I know are either unmarried, child-free, or both. I do believe that there are good men out there. I know there are because I found one. He's amazing. But I think that right now women are realizing that we need to build a beautiful life that fulfills us and makes us happy without a man being a part of the equation at all. Once we have that, we can add a man in, and if he continues to add value to our life, continues to make us happier, continues to make us feel more safe and secure and free in our expression, amazing. But I don't think that holding men accountable for their actions and saying that men suck is going to make women settle for less. I think it's making us realize that maybe we just don't need them at all, and we can hold out until we really do find a good one instead of dealing with all the.
And once again, modern women continue to say stupid stuff like, you know, women are realizing that they simply don't need a man at all. Well, I mean, you do, but okay. You're going to find out that you're not as strong as you think that you are. You're going to find out, because we always do, that you're not as smart as you think you are. Modern women continue, oh, well, you know, I'm doing this by myself. I'm able to do this by myself. You're not really doing a whole lot, to be honest with you. What you're doing is wasting time. That's what you're doing. You're wasting time. Idiot. And I really hate to say it like this, but modern women, oh, you know, there's not a lot of good men out there, but there's so many good women. No, y'all are out here going for the 1%. And it's a simple math problem. If 99% of y'all want 1% of the men, somebody ain't going to get 1% of the man. So you stretch it out, oh, I get 2%. Still a math problem. You're not, I mean, you're going to have 1% get with the 1%. And then 2% get with the 2%. And then 3% get with the 3%. At some point in time, we're going to whittle this down. And somebody not going to be 90. Some of y'all not going to be high value like you say you are. Some of y'all really going to need a therapist. Some of y'all really going to have some mental health issues. But of course, as a man, I'm being misogynistic.